Week 12 underdog, including our final Dawg Bowl slate of the year. We're going to break down everything from the 6-person draft perspective. We'll do some small field DFS strategy. We will talk the 12 persons, hop in a Dawg Bowl draft, and then we'll wrap it up with some pick'ems. I'm Pete with John and Nez. This is Off and On the Clock. Let's do it. All right, guys, we are back and ready to rumble. Nez, you remote. This isn't your normal battle station.
You're right. I am remote. I am in Pennsylvania. This is the first time in 2 years that I've been back in Pennsylvania. I didn't realize it had been quite as long. And I was telling John, the last time I was in this location, we were chasing the McBride whale. We were still firing off those McBride pick'ems, and I was Venmoing you to put in some skin for me. And as everybody can remember, I did not receive a Venmo back from that transaction. But now, you know, Trey McBride's getting home all the time now. Maybe he's the 102 this week. Some people are saying. No, he's matured.
Was that was the Christmas Eve game, right? Where he was the fifth leg, and it would have been like 200 X's for like everyone in the community if he just scored one touchdown.
Yeah, we were like, God, this sucks. Of course, this hangs on Trey McBride.
Yeah, that is.
And they were in the red zone like 5 times.
Yeah, it was a sweat.
I still, you know, the short, Nez, when you did the joke like 5 or 6 weeks ago about like, oh, unfortunately, Kyler is about to be back. I'm still getting comments on that short and like people not understanding the joke. They're like, this aged poorly. I'm like, it actually aged perfectly. If you watch back, it's like literally the joke was what happened. We don't want Kyler for Trey McBride. So random YouTube commenters stay losing.
That's so sad. The reading and just media comprehension levels of our country are just plummeting rapidly. It's so sad.
All right, we do have, like I said, final Dawg Bowl slate. Nez, how many drafts deep are you?
105, Pete. 105. I've been blasting off, going hard. Look at this freaking guy, man. Look at Coach Nez.
Coach
Steeler
Nez.
Cat.
Wow.
Is Warren playing this week?
Yeah, he's playing. He wanted to get in the last game. They wouldn't let him.
Tell him.
Rode the hot hand to Gainwell.
Yeah.
Well, can you ask him Rodgers or Rudolph while you have him here?
Rodgers or Rudolph this week?
I think it's going to be Rodgers, but I wish it was Rudolph.
Oh,
hey, all right. Look at this.
See you guys.
Good seeing you, Coach.
Nez.
Look at that. Wow.
Had to drop off the nitro.
Man,
I forget where we even were.
You said you were 105 DBs deep.
105 deep. Had to do a couple lottos mixed in there, but feeling really, really good about this week. This is like the best I've felt about a Dawg Bowl week yet. So I guess that's a good thing considering it's the last week. But it's a really fun Dawg Bowl week. Really fun, BR week in general, I think.
I was going to say, I mean, I did a couple Dawg Bowls on the Bash yesterday with Chad and Crutches, and then seeing like the late round running backs, like whether you look at projections, whether you are thinking through some of these scenarios like the Jags, the Cardinals, etc. Like there are so many different ways things can break favorably for a 5th or 6th round running back selection right now.
Yeah, very uncommon.
Mix too.
Yeah. Oh, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not normal to have like good picks available to you at those late rounds. So that makes for enjoyable drafting, fun drafting. I feel like I'm putting together pretty solid projecting teams because of it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that is probably the biggest lead on this slate. I mean, the Wilson and Jacob stuff, I think it's maybe, I don't want to say less interesting, but maybe less impactful on the Dawg Bowl streets just because it's worth taking the Emmanuel Wilson regardless, because if Jacobs doesn't go, you're going to probably get some pretty nice CLV there. In the 6s, I've been pretty confused every time I see someone take Emmanuel Wilson, especially because Jacobs is there. I guess I just don't know how. I've been taking Jacobs almost every time. Like I'm comfortable and I wait and see often. Wilson, I think 99% of the times I've taken Jacobs is still available, knowing that I have that swap there. But I don't know. I know you guys have been maybe a little more 12s, or at least you have, Nez, but how are you guys playing that Wilson Jacobs situation?
I think Josh Jacobs is just flat out the best pick on the board in 6 persons right now. Like all morning, he was just auto locked as my 6th round pick. Like he's going to project so much better than that. If he goes, he would be like, a top 15 play. It's not the best spot in the world or whatever, but he'd be a top, 12, 15, whatever play. He'd probably project as like the 8th best play on the slate, even if he only played like 70 something percent of snaps. And like, there's so many options to swappability. Obviously, Emmanuel Wilson will be like the 1-for-1, and you might get an ownership discount for people who don't set their swap rankings, but there's also just like plentiful options. Like you could go the Arizona route, you could go the Ramondre Stevenson leverage route. You could do so much with that if you do get the swap, that I think it's just like a slam dunk, and it's probably only going to last for like an 8-hour window because we'll get news one way or the other, right?
Yeah, and like to me too, I've been thinking of it. I've actually been thinking of it more as like the placeholder too, where I'm like, I want to see how, like, if we get a surprise Jalen Warren, with all due respect to Mr. Adam Schefter Nesbitt there, if we get something like that, if you get all of a sudden like ETN's out or some surprise, I want to be able to auto swap all of that Jacob stuff to that new value that opens up. And then worst case scenario, you got Emmanuel Wilson there. I mean, Genty's not getting drafted in a ton of these. Kenneth Walker's not getting drafted. So I guess, as usual, my only fear of too much Josh Jacobs placeholder is just doing a 1-for-1 swap to a guy I'm not actually that confident in, that I'd prefer to have like 5% of instead of 14% or something. But other than that, I think it's just such an obvious play in 6s.
Can I frame it this way for you guys? Would you rather have 6th round Josh Jacobs this week, or insert Jags back who has backfield to himself?
Jags backfield.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I would agree.
Yeah. And both ETN and Tootin have like pretty massive upside in those situations. I mean, we saw the run game cooking last week. What did there end up being? Was there 3 touchdowns between them or just 2? But still, like, you consolidate all that goal line. Yeah, 3. I mean, that would be, you will see some LaQuint Allen in that would be a little bit of a buzzkill, but still, like, all of the base rushing work against the Cardinals would be a smash at low ownership.
Yeah, we saw 3 touchdowns last week and a failed goal line opportunity that turned into the Trevor Lawrence rushing attempt, like the dive over too. So we saw 4 rushing touchdowns between 3 guys.
Yep. Yeah. So that, I mean, as far as in the Dawg Bowls, Nez, what's going on with the Cardinals running backs? Because that's like less of a conversation, I think, for the 6s. But are now that Benson is looking unlikely, what are people doing?
I saw some Bam Knight. Haven't seen like any Michael Carter. I was doing some 6th-round Benson just because I saw he was limited. I didn't see. Was there like some bearish stuff on him like recently, or just like it's like limited? You don't expect.
Didn't they activate someone to the roster? Was that the Jamar Jefferson?
Okay, yeah, that would definitely not bode well. So yeah, I've seen Bam Knight go like once that I can remember. So if it turns out Benson isn't going, I think Bam Knight becomes a really, really interesting play, leverage standpoint, and being like the goal line back for an Arizona team that I think can fight a little bit. I think they've been playing pretty well. Jacoby's been beyond serviceable. He's been, I mean, I'll call it good. The downside is like, man, we just saw the Jags kind of beat the snot out of the Chargers, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. The way the Cardinals have been playing, I think that like taking the starting running back for the Cardinals at low ownership in the 6th round over like these like guys that don't even project for double-digit points, I think makes like a lot of sense. But we'll see how it breaks.
Yeah. Yep, that is one to monitor. Any other kind of newsy or macro things, John? I guess we got to talk about Dart. Like, I definitely have some Dart swaps from my drafts yesterday. I know everybody likes Jameis. I was very bummed about no Dart in that game. I thought that game could have been really fun with Dart playing. I'm a little less excited now. But from a swap perspective, John, we don't have a ton of like clean, naked quarterbacks to swap Dart to. So how do you think you'll play that?
I think the chalk will just be to swap to Burrow if we get Burrow. Like Burrow is Fugazi ownership right now, kind of like Kyle Munungai was like 3 weeks ago, where it's like we're only 25% of the BR contest drafted right now. He'll be damn near 100% drafted because everybody loves that game the rest of the way if we get good news today, plus the swap options, right? I don't know. I did a couple Jameis this morning. Guilty as charged with jamming Jameis last week like a fucking buffoon. I think I played 3 to bomb Jameis teams like a boss.
Wow, that is sick.
But quarterback 26 and maybe a little bit of Slayton back this week against a little bit of a pass funnel. I'll play a little bit more Jameis this week, but the models I think will tell you to play Caleb. I don't necessarily love it, but none of his pass catchers are really getting drafted, and his running backs only occasionally get drafted in the 6 persons. So playing naked Caleb might be your best available leverage swap off of the Dart stuff because Burrow gets steamed.
Yeah,
I like the call.
Agree with. Oh, sorry, Ness.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I like we've talked about naked Caleb like all season as far as like him being a good option if like break glass, like you don't have a stack partner, just because we've seen the rushing upside. And I think what's really interesting now is like Luther Burden, is like slowly breaking out. He hasn't quite fully broken out, but the routes are upticking and like nobody's taking him. But like you don't really want to like hang your Caleb bet on that. But if Caleb is connecting with Luther Burden, it's the deep ball, it's the efficiency, the high efficiency stuff. So like that's obviously great for Caleb. But that's a new element that's kind of being added into the offense. I think the downside is like the Jekyll and Hyde Steelers defense. We don't really know, are they good or bad right now? They generate a lot of pressure. Caleb's been pretty good at avoiding sacks from pressure this season. Maybe he scrambles more. Regardless, I like the call. I just wanted to say on the Jameis stuff, for Dawg Bowls, I like Jameis a lot for Dawg Bowls. I get that he doesn't project well. I think there's efficiency concerns there big time, but I like it because one, I think like you can stack him really easily with like Wandale. And now you get like a Slayton, stack. You get Theo at tight end as well. The dropbacks I think will be there. And the reason I like the stack so much too is because with Dart keeps that game way more competitive, but he's running more. And now you have dropbacks that are going to lead to either pass attempts, picks, or sacks. But at least there's more pass attempts I think that you can project for these pass catchers. So I kind of like it for all these Giants just because I think the volume will be there. Efficiency is obviously the big question mark here. They're 13-point dogs.
Oh my God. I'm still scarred. My Wandale Robinson sold out our pick'em last week, and every single week this guy projects like God. Every single week I say I'm done, and then he just fucking pulls me right back in every time.
Wandale Robinson is our new Trey McBride.
Yeah. So what a I don't know.
Brought us back in, baby.
But see, when Trey McBride got the backup quarterback in, he started scoring touchdowns, and that didn't happen for Wandale Robinson. Who knows?
Okay, let me be Jameis defender right now for a second. They were hyper efficient on the ground last week, like good, and they scored a bunch of rushing touchdowns for the 2 Singletary touchdowns there and a Jameis rushing touchdown. So like if those just go somewhere up, like if they hadn't been that efficient on the ground, like Jameis is scoring more fantasy points, and this sets up for a better like quote unquote pass funnel-y spot than run spot again this week, and they're more apt to be trailing. Like I think they were surprised to be leading for a good portion of that game against the Packers there. So I'll go bull case Jameis for us just to feel alive.
All right. I think the other macro topic we should hit on before we kind of do maybe position by position scroll stuff is how you're handling TreVeyon Henderson. This is one of the greatest ADP slappy versus big industrial projection complex battles we have ever seen. I mean, the projection on TreVeyon Henderson, like in most places, is laughable relative to the ADP, or the ADP is laughable relative to the projection, whatever which way, but people are not standing down. They are finally clicking Derrick Henry over TreVeyon Henderson, which wasn't happening early in the week, but I did like 15 drafts this morning and still saw Henderson going at the 1-2 turn with McBride like a bunch of the time. So what are you guys doing with this? Because it's an interesting decision.
I can't take him. I can't. Like Ramondre is playing. And there's already concerns about like pass volume, which I think was like the really bullish case for for TreVeyon was like he's getting that usage in the pass game. I personally have doubts that the Bengals are going to be able to push the Patriots in this game. I think that is like a really big concern for me, especially with Ramondre back. That's an extra 20 carries that they have available, where maybe they don't want to pound the rock so much with Jennings and Henderson. Now you have Ramondre back, where I think the Pats are going to be up. They're going to be, they're going to be leading. That's Ramondre's music. And if they get to the goal line, which I think they will, obviously, like that's probably Ramondre's music as well. What you're betting on is, the quintessential 30-yard, 40-yard touchdown from Hendo, and Lord knows, because of the way that this is set up, those drafters will get there because that's just the way the universe works on Underdog. But like, I cannot do it, man. I cannot do it. I have way too many concerns about a second round, at one point, first round TreVeyon Henderson in Dawg Bowls, let alone where he's going in the 6-person contest, where he's going every time. I don't think that's changed, and I can't do it.
This is like, so Dustin says it's the Bengals. They have like 4 of the top 6 players with missed tackles. The problem with this thing is like, there's lots of good matchups. The Seahawks have an incredible running back matchup. There's a reason Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are both mostly going undrafted. It's because they split the fucking work down the middle. And you basically need an 85-yard TD run for one of them to get home. Can they do that? Can Ken Walker do that? Absolutely. Can TreVeyon Henderson do that? Absolutely. But it is not the expected outcome when you are splitting touches down the middle, no matter how good the line or the matchup is.
Yeah, I agree with you guys fully. I think it's a bad ADP. I think if you wanted to go like spin zone, rose-colored glasses on it, like what if Hendo is just Jahmyr Gibbs? Like what if he's Gibbs, and like right now they're doing like the split David Montgomery-esque kind of thing. Like Ramondre hasn't been like that bad or as bad as his stats indicate, but like what if he is just like, this is the next iteration of Ingram plus Kamara. This is the next iteration of Hendo plus Montgomery, and he is just that efficient.
I think that's the bet right now. Yeah. But like it's still not a good one because of the ownership. But I mean, I don't know, man. I get it. Like that is like the bet right now. But
so what?
Yeah, like not to repeat myself, but if you're taking Henderson at 8, you should be taking Kenneth Walker in the 3rd or 4th round, like every single time. Like it's the same thing. Like you're betting on the efficiency home run hitter in an awesome matchup with a huge team total.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, I was just playing devil's advocate for a sec. Like it's really concerning that like Ernest Johnson comes off the street and gets a red zone opportunity over him like 2 weeks ago. Like, you know what I mean? Jennings, nobody had ever heard of this guy 3 weeks ago, and he gets the first crack at the red zone. Like, methinks that we get old school Vrabel mindset of like, hey, we're at the goal line. Here comes Ramondre Stevenson. Like,
yeah. And I think too, like the way I think about it is I actually, and maybe this is counterintuitive to how people would think about it, or I don't know, but I feel like the floor is actually good for Henderson. Like, I think he's going to get his touches. I think he can even get a play. Where you really worry about, can you get to 20 plus points? You really do need the volume. Like, it's kind of like the JMO thing too, right, Nez? Like JMO has like a decent floor because he's so explosive and he can get there on a single play, but you get way more 15 to 20 point scores from JMO than you get the 25 point scores. And to me, that's kind of the Henderson conversation in the way these BRs play out and how strong running back performances have been. Like, you need 20 plus from your running back, and often 25 plus. And that I think is severely in question for Henderson with this ADP.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, let's go kind of position by position. It is nice, though, to hit on some of those kind of bigger conversation topics there. I'll get the ADPs pulled up. Yeah.
Just before we fully pivot, there's 2 more Q tags that are kind of impactful right now. Alvin Kamara officially listed as questionable there. He's been playing through this ankle and continues to do so, but he had a season high 22 carries last week, and I think that was an interesting scroll. And now we get this Q tag, and like, what does that potentially mean? And then Isaiah Pacheco had a Q tag all week and has officially been ruled out, which brings, Kareem Hunt falling into the end zone twice into our lives as a potential, more of Dawg Bowl scrolls, but just wanted to throw them out there.
Yes. Good shout there. High-end quarterback is very strong this week. All 4 of the top guys plus Goff in great spots, great team totals. So far, I have not been doing quite as much scrolling at quarterback, I would say, relative to my usual quarterback scrolling. But where are you guys at right now with QB?
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, obviously off the top 4 QBs are really, really strong. I think the way I'm kind of thinking about this slate is, these high total games, or these high projecting players, right, that are like kind of concentrated around these teams. I kind of worry about their ability to be pushed and to put up these like really huge fantasy scores. Like the Patriots, like we just talked about them for 5 minutes, how they will absolutely run the ball with Ramondre and pound the rock whenever they're up. Like Drake May is ultra efficient, and I love him, and I think he's the QB1 on this slate. But there's a little bit of FUD around like wide receiver ones against the Bengals because it's everybody else that's scoring against them. So he's kind of like an interesting stack. I love Jalen Hurts. I think he's the one I have the least questions about in terms of being pushed, because I think Dallas will be able to kind of keep pace here. And I think you get a tush push, you get some passing volume because Dallas now is Quinnen Williams, and we are seeing like a really poor Saquon Barkley season. That, man, I really like Jalen Hurts in this spot. And then Lamar, dude, like this, I think this is a Derrick Henry game through and through. And I think Lamar drops back like 20 times. And it's just, I just really have trouble seeing like a huge Lamar game here whenever this just has Derrick Henry written all over it. Mahomes, I like Mahomes here because I don't have concerns about Daniel Jones, man. I know that he had that calf thing. Oh, go ahead.
He's gonna play. They said it this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't see anything change there, so that's really good for that game. But yeah, the scrolls are tough, man. I think Dak comes to mind as a scroll, and then I like Brissett again. I'm gonna play the Brissett stuff. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about the chalk there, just because like that was just like a read that I had that I thought like I feel like there was some big fragility in those guys personally.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, like you said, about being concentrated on those guys. I think Dak is probably the guy I kind of am light on relative to ADP. I do like the Brissett and Lawrence. I like that game a lot, and I like the upside for both of those quarterbacks there. I'm a little interested in Daniel Jones too. Just a little bit. If we get this like playoff style, both these teams with a ton on the line, airing it out, going back and forth, and KC just being a little harder to run on. I mean, they're tough to throw on too, but if they get that game script, I still think Daniel Jones possesses all the things we want in this offense for, a 27, 28 point kind of score.
I'm a believer too, man. I think that game's going to be very high scoring. And just the fact that I think they are going to end up being trailing or just having to go blow for blow with KC, that like, I think this is going to be a lot of usage for Daniel Jones. So like, I'm kind of IKBing this spot.
Yeah. What do you like, John?
A lot of Jared Goff. I like the dome stuff. I like how concentrated it is now without Laporta. I like the fact that you can stack it with Gibbs. I like that it might come in at discounted ownership. Jared Goff's probably my favorite play on the slate. That's what I've been playing the whole time. The Drake May situation is really interesting. Not to call him Josh Allen, but to call the spot similar to Josh Allen last week, where him and T. Higgins line up perfectly with the CMC spot like last week. You know what I'm saying? With the 101 spot of last week. The difference this week being there isn't a 1.1 like 101 play that it was CMC every single time. So I just want to put it on people's radar that like even if you feel like you're over and over again clicking Drake May at like that 12-13 range, that you're actually going to get more diversified than the Josh Allen teams did last week naturally because of the fluidity at 101 this week. Like there's 4, maybe 5 viable candidates and they fluctuate every draft. So I just wanted to say that. Anyways, Burrow, the other side of that game, I like the Jameis stuff I've done a couple times. Jacoby Brissett, 5 straight games of greater than 19 fantasy points on our site. Like just doing that with McBride or doing that with Michael Wilson feels really fine. The Michael Wilson stack's there every single time if you want it. Probably no Sam Darnold for me this week, but I could see the thesis. I prefer the Daniel Jones scroll, like you guys said. Caleb seems fine. And Trevor Lawrence, if you want to get really funky with the other side of that game. The sneaky shootout of the week for me, pending how the Q tags break, is Jags and Cards.
The one thing I'll say, so I don't know if you saw this, John, but like the reporting on Burrow playing has done like a 180 in the past couple of hours. They've gone from like, Rappaport full practice, ready to go, to like, it looks more likely that Flacco is going to start. So to me, it's a little tricky to take the Q tag game with him, right? Like if you're taking Burrow, it's probably on T Higgins teams. Not that you can't have naked T Higgins, but it's like, are you going to auto swap to Flacco? Are you going to let the RNG gods take the wheel? Are you just going to YOLO that into Caleb Williams? I guess it's just not as clean as some of the spots you'd normally get there for a quarterback swap.
Yeah, that's a really good point there, Pete. I think you still do it right now instead of doing Flacco if you wanted to do that stuff.
For sure.
And then do the swap. But that's a really good point just in general. Yeah.
Why does Underdog project Flacco for 0? I would not worry about these projections. They're meant to be like a guidepost for people who are drafting their first team and trying to make sure that they don't click players that are true zeros. But again, it's completely up in the air. This is the same stuff the actual projection providers have to deal with, right? Like if you were drafting off of ETR projections since Wednesday night, they're jamming Emmanuel Wilson down your throat. You have to say no to that. You got to understand the context of the slate and the game we play. But they have to make a decision, right? Like this stuff happens all the time in hoops and stuff as well. Like the projections are having to make reads on this stuff to get them out in the public. Otherwise, they just sit on them until right before or after inactives come out, and they'll be like, "Here you go. Here's what's gonna happen."
Or Zingis last night.
Yeah. I mean, I think we hit on all of the scrolls at quarterback. Yeah. I will just mention again, looking at the nerdy data, that the Caleb naked stuff looks really good again. Which makes sense just because none of the pass catchers are projecting like super strongly. And him and Lawrence, I think if you're rolling or kind of looking for that naked quarterback, that's probably who I'm going to be between on my Dart swaps.
Yep. Well said. Any love in the 12s, Nez, for the revitalized narrative that killed us 2 or 3 weeks ago? Not the earmuffs, Pete. Earmuffs, please. But Kirk Cousins and Darnell Mooney here. Just in the 12s. Revitalized narrative of something that smashed to start last year.
No Cousins, but man, I can't fault anybody for thinking that Pitts and Mooney are great picks because the volume is there. The volume is there big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's head over to running back. We've talked through Henderson. We've talked through Emmanuel Wilson and Jacobs, talked a little bit about some of these other Q tags. I will say it's like in the 6s, to flip the conversation, the 12s, which I think is just like you're kind of licking your chops at all these different ways things can break right and you get a windfall of value. I feel like it's kind of limiting in the 6s because I have just been doing like the Josh Jacobs thing mostly. And to say all these situations like break in a muddied fashion where like everybody's in or whatever, at that point, the 6th round for running backs is kind of gross. There is then like 8 guys who all project for like quite literally 11.7 points and none of them are separating. And you start to worry a little bit about the ceiling there. So I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on scrolls you guys like here or how you're handling the running back position this week.
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, I am kind of like scrolling to Ken Walker and just kind of being hopeful about the coach speak and the fact that they are going to combined run the football probably 40 plus times in this game. I mean, they are just like, this is just what they want to do so badly. And man, is this ever the spot to do that? We might even see Halani get like 10 carries, man. Like this is just going to be, which obviously is not bullish for Ken Walker and what I'm trying to paint here. But I like Ken Walker, man. I mean, I think you're starting to see them kind of come around to the fact that Ken Walker is good and is the play. They could really use a win here, a little bounce back off of that Rams game. So yeah, I've been taking Ken Walker in the Dawg Bowls, and I think he's a viable scroll because I think the ceiling is massive. Where what if he's getting the goal line carries instead of Sharps, where Sharps was getting those goal line carries all of a sudden? Now we've got Ken Walker looking at like 80-2. Like I think pretty viable if that is the case. You really need that. But yeah, I just think that the Seahawks clearly want to run the football a lot. It's the Titans. They are going to be able to run the football as much as they want. I love Ken Walker as a scroll. I'm choosing to believe.
Their 101 run stopper too in Jeffrey Simmons was DNP limited or DMP limited DMP or something like that. So not a given that he'll be there as well. Good shouts there. Also just like anecdotally from like a coaching perspective, you see your quarterback throw 4 interceptions last week. Like, oh, maybe this week we'll establish it early in this one instead, right? Like just narrative based. I like the David Montgomery leverage. There was a little bit of positive coach speak there, but there always is. I think Swift is fine, even though I'm a little scared of Monangai every now and then. I think the Aaron Jones role has been really solid, and you get a little bit of a revenge game, and nobody wants to touch anything Vikings related, just in general here. How do you simplify that offense right now going into Lambeau for a quarterback who's really struggled and only throws bullet passes? How about you just get your playmaking running back a couple touches in the flat there and see what happens? So don't mind that one. We kind of got last week volume was good, but Mason ends up getting the touchdown, which is a little bit unfortunate. And then just the push-pull scenarios that we talked about off the top of the show. Like I'll be jamming Jags if we just get one of them. I've done a little bit of ETN, but I'll be jamming Jags if we just get one. I'll be jamming a couple of the Pittsburgh ones if we just get one, i.e. Gainwell.
Yeah, these were my main 2. It's basically been Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, and David Montgomery. For me, the one I want to ask you guys about is Genty, because Genty is projecting very well. I'm having a hard time understanding why, because they look so rough, and Cleveland is the second best run defense in the league. I was trying to like deconstruct the projection in my head, and I'm like, the only thing I can come up with is Browns are going to suck. Shadur's going to turn the ball over. They're going to have a lot of stalled out drives. They're going to get a ton of short fields. Maybe Genty's touchdown expectation is better than normal here. He is someone who, like, from a projection standpoint, stands out in the 6th round, and it feels awful to me the 4 or 5 times I've clicked it.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm IKBing this spot, and I want nothing to do with Genty. I mean, like, their offensive line is absolutely atrocious, and like this is such a ferocious defense from Cleveland. Like, sure, they're going to have probably strong field position, but I don't think that that's necessarily such like a lock, because Cleveland wants to run the ball too. And I think they're going to be able to have success doing that with Judkins on their end of things. So you could easily make the same narrative for Judkins, and I feel better about making it for Judkins truly just because of how awful the Vegas line has looked. Like, I don't know how they're going to have the success that's being projected for them, though I understand like how you get there. I don't know. Maybe I've just seen one too many viral clips of like the Vegas line, like with yakety sax over it, but they're just no good.
Well, Dallas defense low key vastly improved, especially from
Vegas.
No, I'm talking about last week with Gino. Dallas defense vastly improves last week and like getting after the quarterback in a big way, and he still drops back to pass 42 times, 6 receptions for Genty here. Like, is this a philosophical change here from the offense where they're like, fuck, nothing's working, let's just let Gino air it out, and now all of a sudden the projections are flipping the narrative back the other way? Well, that went tragically. Guess they're in a winnable game here with short fields against a backup quarterback. Can we just jam it down their throat? I think that's like the push-pull dynamic that the projection model is having to deal with right here. We did see Henry have some decent success, albeit not in the red zone last week against this Cleveland defense. I don't know. The Genty spot and the Chase Brown spots are the 2 that I am quite scared on. Those are the 2 toughest. Like, New England hasn't allowed they've allowed 1 rusher over 50 yards this season against them, and it was Sean Tucker for 53 yards. Like, these are the 2 spots that I'm like, I get why people think they're bullish. I'm just not getting there with the same enthusiasm.
I think where you get there with Brown is through the pass catching stuff. Because he already had that role with P Ryan out, and now with no Chase, like he is their second best receiver after T Higgins. So I think you're looking at like, you know, what he did Chicago. He had 8 receptions for 75. You are kind of looking for that screen pass to the house. I do agree with you though, John. Like I kind of like the Chase Brown floor more than the ceiling. And I do think on a slate like this, where the running back stuff is a little rough right now, like that Chase Brown, you know, you're still able to get him. Obviously, he's moved up a ton. Like I did my playbook draft on Monday Morning Portfolio Review, and I scrolled down to when Chase Brown didn't have an ADP, and I was like, wait, why is no one selecting him? There, he's moved up, but you can still get him in the 4th round pretty regularly at ADP, and I think it can play. I've been clicking him a good bit.
Yeah. I think you really have to believe in the pass catching chops of both Chase Brown and Genty to make these plays work here.
Yeah.
You know, while we're on these plays and we, you know, did the whole dissertation on Jacobs, I think the same thing goes for Warren, man. I am personally not concerned about the Gainwell stuff. If Warren is suited up and ready to go, he's out there for practice again, and he doesn't necessarily like, he looked fine in the videos that were posted like 2 hours ago in practice. He put out the quote that he said he was cleared, could have went back in the game. Arthur Smith confirmed that. So like that wasn't just like Warren blowing smoke. The one thing that you can poke a hole in is like, is Rodgers fully healthy? Does that kind of, you know, limit the offensive ability? If it's Mason Rudolph, does that like limit their ability? Like I fully understand that. But I think like we've seen Warren bounce back after a big Gainwell game in the past and like resume his like rightful spot as Steelers RB1. And I really like it because people are way off it.
Yeah. It's kind of like a flop lag spot after the Cincy thing where we all got excited about it, but it's still a pretty damn good matchup here. It is disappointing that he doesn't have more of a like Chase Brown like role in the receiving game, considering he's really good at it. But he can certainly get there from just a rushing perspective.
Yeah, you guys are both forgetting the cardinal rule in your analysis here, though. Never Aaron Rodgers and never Arthur Smith. So yeah, 0%. Same as last week. I full faded last week. No, thank you.
Yeah, you're more likely you're probably not likely to get burned by Warren in the 6s. But I don't know. I still want to give it some thought. Anything else you guys want to hit on for running back? This does really seem like kind of a wait and see slate with some of these spots and see if we get a jam on Sunday.
Yep, fully agree. The wait and see on the quote unquote split backfields right now, and outside of that, I think we really nailed it with the Ken Walker and Demon are the most comfortable right now.
Yeah, I basically, when I'm in the 6th, if I need a running back and I don't have a Lion on my team yet, like it's almost automatically Demont. The problem is I a lot of times have a Lion, and so I haven't been doubling up quite as much there. I think it's viable, obviously, those correlations, but I still kind of like playing the Lions through a single alpha score.
Yeah, I think it's extremely viable as long as you play it in like the non-volume capacity. So you play Demont as the volume and touchdowns, and you play JMO as like the one-off, like something like that. Or you play the double running backs. I think that's totally viable. The combinations that I would like be avoiding is like, well, you can't even get Gibbs plus Amon-Ra, but I'd be kind of avoiding Amon-Ra plus Montgomery as like the one that they both need to touch the ball 12 times. Like,
I like that take just because Amon-Ra is not giving you a ton after the catch. So it's like PPR scamming. And when he hits, it's because he's scoring 2 touchdowns, in which case Demont is far less likely to be getting 2 touchdowns.
My thoughts exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's head over to wide receiver here. I feel like a fun combo at the top is like JSN for Amon-Ra. They obviously project like very similarly. I have way more JSN right now, and I'm kind of regretting it and definitely plan to correct course a bit. Obviously, you can't go wrong with them there, but again, just kind of worried about Seattle just not being forced to throw like we've seen. But what are you guys doing at the high end here for wide receivers?
I have been really scared of JSN, like you said. Really, really worried about the volume for JSN. Like, we know he's just like, he's unbelievable, and he can get there in like four targets. You know, we could get there like 101 on 4 targets for sure, because JSN is just like built that different. But if I'm trying to win first in a contest that got even more top heavy because we lost, 20K to the prize pool here, I'm looking more toward Amon-Ra, where we know the Lions will run it up for no reason. They're at home, really need to get right. I think, CD is a better ceiling bet as well against, a tough Eagles team, but at home, divisional matchup there. I think that can be a shootout. I just have concerns about like a JSN like 25-point game. And obviously that's a lot to ask for any of these receivers, but the point being obviously is the volume I think is a huge question for JSN. Like, totally great pick. Obviously his season's been unbelievable. I have concerns about what the volume is going to look like.
It's interesting because I feel slightly different than you guys, because Sam Darnold has a game 2 games ago where they scored all the special teams touchdowns in the world, and they were up by 20 in the blink of an eye, and he only threw it 12 times, and JSN still gets home. Like he still gets his 93 and 1. The floor on JSN has just been effing.
Can I push
safe.
back on that? Can I say
please.
I don't think that's getting home at that ADP. I don't think 17.8
Oh,
points.
sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like you really need a slate-breaking performance at the top end.
I think JSN is an extremely good bet for 15 to 17 points. It's again,
Right.
I'm thinking about that 25. Because don't you, like, if you look at these top receivers, if I said JSN, Amon-Ra, Lamb, Rice, Higgins, Pickens, like, don't you think that at least one of these guys is going for 25?
Yeah, I think so. I think at least 2 of the top 8 plays on the slate are going for 25, and you need to pair them together correctly. But I do kind of like understand this week that like 1 through 8.5, 9 is like one big tier, which is abnormal to what we've been dealing with this season thus far.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And there's a lot of like push pull. Like, there's certain games, like if Lamb is coming off more of an alpha game, like he's going, 4 picks higher than he is here. We've been kind of in a pick and stretch, and we've seen that yo-yo. The Eagles guys aren't even on the screen here, and they have the plush matchup. Another duo, one of those guys can easily go for 20 plus. So yeah. I like those spots a lot. What about more go ahead.
I was just going to ask, who is your guys' 101 this week? Because I think there's 4 or 5, maybe 6 viable options. It's
Gibbs for me.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, going Gibbs. But I think that there are a lot of good options, but for me it's Gibbs, man. One of the best matchups against for running backs in the league here against the Giants. 13-point spread. Get right spot. I think this is has Gibbs explosion written all over it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, to borrow a Levitan phrase when he talks about like the cash game stuff, is just like, I wouldn't kill you if you showed up with like over the field on all 6 of the top guys. Like
yeah.
If you think CD's the 1-1, if you think Amon-Ra's the 1-1, if you think Trey McBride's the 1-1 this week because he can separate, like, I wouldn't kill you if anyone flipped the board like that.
No, I'll tell you this though, John. So I do think Gibbs is the 1-1, but if I have to say, if I can hand pick my draft slot this weekend, it is chalk by ADP, but what I have the most conviction in is this right here: Trey McBride, Derrick Henry.
Nice.
That to me is stronger than the 1-1 Gibbs pairing and then the 2-3 turn. I love the McBride Henry pairing, and I have too much of it, and I'm gonna have to think about diversifying that combo, but that one's so comfy for me.
Yeah, I wish that one hit last week, because I had 58% Henry, 32% McBride, and 30 whatever of Josh Allen. Like, those were my 3 stands last week. So let's run him back this week.
I love McBride this week, man. I think he's the one, like, that he's the easiest to get overweight on because of the ADP. If you choose to play it that way, and I absolutely am. With no Marv again, you just project so much volume for McBride, man, that like what he does for you, like we talked about this, like the elite tight end dynamic, like what a good tight end does for you in BRs is like it saves you from like not having a dead lineup. and then like obviously makes you liable for, you know, having the guy you need in like 40%, however many teams you want to put McBride on, because he has that like ceiling that nobody can match. And the pass volume is absolutely going to be there. So, I mean, I think you could take McBride, like you said, dude, like anywhere. I've taken McBride as early as 3, as early as 2, just like mixing up my combos with him, because this is like what we thought Bowers was kind of going to be. You know, we talked about like, hey, this might be, you know, we might see a resurgence in like the true elite tight end that like breaks BRs and changes the way you have to play. And we're kind of seeing it here, but people are still kind of approaching it with caution. I think you just ate in.
Cool. I did move us ahead there because we all got excited to talk McBride. But what are you guys doing scroll wise at wide receiver? I'll go ahead and set the line. You know, basically like after Zay, you know, once you're in Michael Wilson territory, I think you're going to be closer to sub 30%.
Let me pull up my ranks because I'm on my like MacBook, so it's kind of hard to see.
Go for it, John.
I got you. I was doing a little bit of whack-a-mole with the indie guys. Everybody's ready to anoint Alec Pierce as the dude there after couple nice weeks, but doing a little mixing and matching of both there, and then good contrarian skinny stacking and leverage off of the JT plus Warren teams that go every single time. And we like that game environment a little bit more than the projection, I think. Wandell and Slayton will be firmly in my pool. I've done 2 Keyshawn Booty teams already as leverage off of the fact that, you know, everybody's just pairing it with either naked Drake May or Henry or Diggs, depending on where you fall. It's just so easy to do the May Diggs Higgins thing over and over again. Christian Watson, if you think that game plays through the air, obviously one of the touchdowns last week came via Malik there. But yeah, just a field stretcher. And they got more bodies back at practice, but I still believe in Christian Watson is like their best deep ball threat there. And then if you want to play the Brian Thomas angle, and then, yeah, I don't know if he plays. I don't know how well he plays, but it's free to do him plus T-Law in a game that I have dubbed my favorite back end game of the week.
That is probably the biggest. Like, we've had some of these spots this year for wide receivers. The Bears wide receiver room comes to mind. The Chargers wide receiver room. I don't know if I've ever seen just like no wide receiver separating across all 3 between Myers, Parker, Washington, and Brian Thomas Jr. And it's like, it does feel like one of those guys is going to have a pretty nice game. And if you know who it's going to be, slide into my DMs because I would like that information.
Yeah. And I remember last week I talked about the strange practice window opening and that sort of thing. It's still open, obviously, again this week. He missed last week. I don't think he's going to make it into the lineups this week. So there's a lot of fragility in everything Jacksonville related when it comes to the running backs and it comes to the tight ends and the wide receiver room, that like, if you get Parker Washington, if you get Jacoby Myers without these other guys, like one of these guys is going to be a guy I'm jamming on Sunday morning in skinny stacks.
Yep. Yeah. The more we talk, the more I want to leave more of my entries for Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just feels like there's going to be a few different angles that open up that I'm going to want some powder in the chamber for. And it'd obviously be a lot easier if, you know, if you could set individual swaps for teams and then you could kind of play out all these angles ahead of time. But short of that, it would be nice to firm up some of these 5th, 6th round kind of scroll selections that are more speculative right now.
Yeah, another thing to add to the speculative nature of that, Pete, is the guys that you have to pass over to select these guys that are less sexy names is actually way starker a tier than it has been in weeks past, because we have the Eagles guys staring you in the face every single time and Hurts gets drafted in front, because you have Justin Jefferson. Like, this is a
strong crew right here in the 20s.
It's a very strong barrier to scroll past. So I think, like, from the recreational standpoint on Sunday morning, people won't get to where we want to get, i.e. another reason that I'm excited to leave to the end.
Yep.
Yeah. Got 2 names for you guys. One, Alec Pierce. Love me some Alec Pierce here. I'm really excited about this game, man. I think this is going to be. I'm anticipating a shootout here. We've got two kind of like underrated defenses right now, with the Colts adding like Sauce Gardner there, kind of like making this a little bit more difficult. But love Alec Pierce, love the role. We've got people talking about him being a $20 million a year man upcoming in free agency. He projects better than Michael Pittman. Anywhere you look, prop markets, projection sources, and people don't take Alec Pierce over Michael Pittman, or at least they haven't. So really like him in a spot where I think that they're going to be dropping back a lot in Indy. And a vomit scroll, guys, if I can give you a vomit scroll that I believe in, this guy gets a QB upgrade. He's been talked about quite a bit by his coach. He's very talented. I would call him uber talented. Kind of as a case of the dropsies, and this team's going to drop back quite a bit. Adonai Mitchell for the Jets.
Okay. All right.
This team's dropping back like nobody's business, because there's no way that they're going to be up on the Ravens, man. The wide receiver 2 is Tyler Johnson. No disrespect to Tyler Johnson. I think he's a very talented player. But, dude, Adonai Mitchell was included in that trade with Sauce Gardner. Like this is their guy. They got to see what they got in this guy. I think they see a lot of potential in him. I see a lot of potential in AD Mitchell. He's going to be running every route. He got 6 targets, but that was with Justin Fields last week. Really strong Baltimore defense, but dude, he's getting looked at, and he's getting looked at a lot in this game. I'm just saying. Is this week's Michael Wilson? Some are asking.
Wow.
All right.
You're on. How many Dawg Bowl shares of Adonai Mitchell through 105, Ness?
It's illegal for you to ask me that.
I stream with Davis Maddox, so I've learned how to kind of fact check, Snopes check these takes. Okay. Well, there you go. You got to. It sounds like you got to pack some bags, Ness. You got to pack some bags.
That's for the 6 persons. That we're really shooting them in.
You guys. Oh, go ahead, Pete. Sorry,
I did just want to mention Rome or Luther Burden. One of those guys is going to have a big game against the Steelers. I'll just tell you that right now. Again, I don't know which one, but I do think these guys are in play.
I like it. Super duper scrolls. 2 guys that project for 1.3 and flat 0 on the site in the 12 persons only. Probably, maybe. You could tempt me with a good time in the 6s here. Darius Slayton for the skinny stack of Winston, who's got 0 projection, and we got him in. And then the other one is, if we get no Xavier Worthy, how about a little tie weapon? Speeds
you guys
up
are
that
out
game.
of control. Yeah,
dude, he is their best outside receiver.
Oh, baby.
And they won't play him.
70-yard touchdown to tie weapon like in the early weeks of the season. Let's fucking go.
John, I love it. If no Xavier Worthy, I will draft Ty Weapon if
in the 12
Dawg Bowls are still open, if we can get no Xavier Worthy. I don't think we're not going to get Xavier Worthy, but I love it.
Yeah. Xavier's going to play. But there you go. There's your mini correlation. Alec Pierce, Tyquan Thornton, just trading 80-yard touchdowns.
Dude, you only need 4 passes for it to get home. That's
no,
20,
hang on.
That's 2018 redacted.
You guys want to make a rare early pick'em detour to just do this real quick before we forget? Okay. Oh, we don't even have yards up for him, but I guess we can do.
They're so scared.
Do a touchdown.
Do you want to do Tutty? So Tutty's for both is 7.48, or should we slide Alec Pierce and make it move a little more?
Yeah.
Make it move.
Tyquan Thornton TD, Alec Pierce to a hundo.
Yep. Let's get it.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. There it is for the people. Your little mini correlation.
Oh, that was fun.
I'm not going to get there in the 6-mans, but I need to be there in solidarity with you guys right here. No, actually, I will get to some Alec Pierce in the 6s.
Yeah, I think that's a good show.
All right, let's do some tight ends here quickly. We already pounded the table for Trey McBride here. ADP of 6.1. You do have Bowers, Tyler Warren, Kelsey. Those are the guys who get drafted 100% of the time. Hunter Henry, pretty popular. You can see in these ownerships from the draft caddy, Hunter Henry has a higher ownership projection than Dallas Goedert, which checks out to me as well, just because the May teams are stacking with Henry a good bit. But after that, you're very quickly into scroll territory. as far as all of these guys being sub 20%. So what other than McBride do you guys like at tight end here?
I think I'll just go straight to a scroll, man. And it's Theo Johnson. Just go ahead and playing that angle from the Giants game that I believe is a good one, in that they're going to drop back a lot and there's going to be a lot of pass attempts to be had here. So yeah, give me Theo Johnson here with Jameis dropping back a metric shit ton here. Just like so low owned. He's my favorite super scroll, or just scroll in general here for tight end.
Yep, I fully, wholeheartedly agree with you, Nez. I like that one. I will also put Mason Taylor on people's radars there. If the pass volume is up a little bit there, I like Mason Taylor. Mike Gesicki coming back. Could he just be the WR2 this week? I don't know. Maybe, no chase there. Super concentrated offense. Noah Fant scored a touchdown, 2 weeks ago, I guess. He scored 2 with Flacco. I don't know. Maybe Gesicki finds his way in the end zone. David Njoku's going to play this week. Take it for what it's worth. But Theo and Jake Ferguson are probably my 2 favorite right now. The Ferguson volume is obviously down, but if Dak's going to get drafted as much as he is, Javonte and both the other pass catchers, if you just steal 2 touchdowns and 40 yards, you're going to kill a lot of teams with a Dak skinny stack of those 2.
The only other one I'll shout out, I would call him the David Montgomery of the tight ends, is like Mark Andrews is kind of like that teammate leverage piece. Obviously, Henry, Lamar, Zay get drafted 100%. We know that they're like giving him tush push type stuff, some carries. He can always pop up for a 2 touchdown game. And he's actually had a better floor than typical scroll tight ends have shown us, which I kind of like as well. Like he could have a 10-point week and maybe your lineup could still crack the top 100 if you hit the nuts everywhere else, which you can't necessarily say about some of these other stuff. So I think Mark Andrews is a pretty good why can't I talk selection this week? Scrollection. There it is.
There's one man in the tight end scroll department that could possibly run in a touchdown, and nobody's talking about him. 7 attempts last week, 4 attempts the week before that, and his running back has a Q tag, contractually obligated to mention one, Taysom Hill. What if he just finds the end zone twice?
What if? What if? Yeah, I mean, 4 for 30, 7 for 20. Alvin Kamara Q tag. I see the vision. I see it.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, no real backup there. Devin Neal, RB2. I mean, it's the last week of Dawg Bowl, man. Why not make it a Taysom Hill week?
This is the cleanest run out ever.
It wouldn't be an off and on the clock show without a Taysom mention.
The real David Montgomery of tight ends, by the way.
Yeah, there we go. There.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, there you go. You're good. Then you're calling him the Nas Reed of the tight end position.
Jesus. All right. Should we do some drafting here, fellas?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to hit on, there's an Ollie DeRoche in the chat asking if we do the NBA content only every day. So yeah, we got that one going down on the Badge Bros channel.
Do you do NBA content?
I do. In fact, do NBA content, Ollie. Thank you for asking over on the Badge Bros YouTube channel. Check us out, man. Sub to us if you haven't. Every day.
Yeah, mainly Mondays and Wednesdays are the big hoops days, and then paywall on Tuesday and or Thursday.
There you go. All right, we are going to hop in the Deposit Kingdom contest. 900 entries, 3 max, 1K to first, $10 to enter. All of your favorite community members piling into this tournament for the glory, for the clout of the Monday morning portfolio review here. We got the 1-5 here,
Perfect.
which is a good spot. I do like that spot.
Yeah, you got a No Badger to your right there. You got friends and family to the left. Let's just chalk this up as a Trey McBride, Derrick Henry start, and then move on with our day and see where we end up.
Why did I just get a Ken Walker Q tag slide across my desk?
Ooh.
Wow, you did. The glute.
Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Dude, you want to talk about the slant? I mean, whatever.
Wow.
You swap all that Ken Walker to Sharps. You're cooking.
Yeah.
What are we doing, man?
George
Every
Halani's going to
single running back
smash this
has a
week.
cute day. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we had Walker out, we all jam Sharps, and then Halani goes for like 102?
Oh,
That sounds about right.
a Dawg Bowl seat with Taysom Hill and George Halani. Oh, baby.
Incredible.
With a Jameis double? A Jameis double, Taysom Hill and George Halani. Woo.
I think we just got a vision to the future of John showing off in a Dawg Bowl draft.
Yeah, everybody's going to get an email about 15 minutes later.
Oh. Sorry. I know I keep getting these news nuggets thrown at me from my secretary. You got another one? Jalen Warren? Not on the injury report, baby.
No, that's
Not
good.
on the injury report.
Coach Mike Nez never missed in his life.
What
There
just
you go.
happened in our draft here?
Okay. All right. Bolt JM with the victim of the star method there.
Somebody tag Underdog on Twitter. This is atrocious. You can't have Joe Burrow 101. Throw the draft.
Okay,
out.
so I think we take. So do we take? We're gonna get a unique combo no matter what. Do we still just take McBride because worst case scenario we get McBride Henry, or do you want to really maximize the uniqueness and go
think you
JSN?
Maximize the uniqueness here.
Go JSN and see if
Yeah.
we get like worst case is JSN Henry.
Crank
Especially
that
with the
uniqueness
combat
lever.
to your right. Like if we had Eggers or someone to our right that we knew was just going to be a chalk donk, then, maybe.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like if you get Almond Raw here, it's Jover.
We do. Yeah, there it is. Didn't think that was possible. All right, there it is. JSN Almond Raw.
Numi's hovering his finger over the button on this one. Joe Burrow 101. JSN Amon-Ra, not on my watch.
Hey, Newbie, take this one off, man. In the Deposit Kingdom, I'll protect the integrity of this contest. In fact, send me screenshots of every single board drafted in the Week 12 Deposit Kingdom, and I'll make sure no funny business occurs.
We've been clamoring for a W so hard. You have to win the flagship Deposit Kingdom with this one. Come on, one time.
Okay, well, have you ever heard the phrase "don't drop the baby, John"? Because normally in our drafts, you love to get some buttery hands with that. Once that we give you that baby,
I launched
Only
the
one
baby.
of us. Only one of us said no to Michael Wilson last week.
I know it was me. It was me.
Yeah,
was Michael? Did Michael Wilson end up on the winning Badge Bros Brawl lineup?
No, I do not believe so. I believe it was Nico Collins was the scroll that was 18% with like 18. Like Michael Wilson would have lapped the field with it, but nobody did.
Yeah. I mean, well, I assume even Ted Arroyo wasn't drafted in the Brawl.
Here, you know what? I'll find out for us.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, we are back on the clock here. I do like the idea of going elite quarter. I guess we could always do a Goff on an Amon-Ra. Pickens here if we want to rip in a 3 wide receiver build. Hurts, Jackson, Warren.
Hey, I kind of like the wide receiver this week.
Do you want to go JMO or Pickens?
Oh, damn. Let's do JMO.
Yeah, let's go double.
it.
All right, yeah, let's do the stack.
Yeah, we didn't really talk like macro build standpoint, but like I think 3 wide receivers pretty strong this week.
And this is the instance I would do it. JMO is your wide receiver 3 as part of it. And then I think we probably do you want to grab Warren here, knowing we're going to get Goff, and then we'll figure out what we want to do at running back.
I like it.
You like Tyler Warren. Okay. That makes more sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you prefer Kelsey? They're close in projection.
I'm team Tyler Warren.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I like
all right,
that.
so we go. Yeah, JSN, Amon-Ra, JMO, Tyler Warren. I guess Peary could technically go Goff with Gibbs, but they seem far more likely to stack Rashi with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Whoa.
so we know we got what happened?
Okay, so Brian Thomas Jr. is out. Brian Thomas Jr. is out. Tootin is not on the injury report.
Okay.
That makes ETN like I just don't know how you can click ETN.
Yeah.
Dude, he was
Yeah,
getting
the
he was
flippening
getting
was
totally
happening.
cut last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still had 17 attempts and 2 touchdowns, though.
Well, you know
I
why?
mean, like, why?
Tootin got hurt.
Uh,
Yeah, he did.
It was like
all
a
Tootin to start.
6-3 touch split early in Tootin's favor.
Got, yeah, and Tootin got goal line work.
Is ETN on the injury report? I haven't seen that.
he was. Yeah, they both were. They were both on the practice report. I haven't seen today, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant with today.
Yeah, ETN was limited, and then I haven't seen today yet.
So the Jag stuff definitely got a lot easier between Jacoby and Parker now. Although Brenton Strange is questionable, so that could throw a wrench into that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Strange in with no Brian Thomas would be really that's a new scroll that's under the chat for 6 persons.
Yeah,
good shout.
All right, we are back on the clock here. Drafter behind us already has Goff, so we can pick our quarterback. So we can pick our favorite running back here, guys. Do you want to do like double up Seahawks with Ken Walker? Grab Javonte, he's probably the best projecting guy here, or do something else.
What about Breece Hall? That's my suggestion for the chat.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll just do Goff, and it'll give us a little more time. I don't think Cleve's is gonna snipe us too hard.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end up scrolling regardless.
Yeah, I just like penciled in Jacobs on this team. So,
okay.
Like, no, he's gone now. So
you could get ahead of it with the Charbs.
Nobody's gonna take Sharps, so you could take Walker and then swap to Sharps if you get it. Is probably the same thesis as the Jacobs, but even cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can do. I mean, we've already made the bet on Tennessee on this team with on the Seahawks. We'll grab Kenneth Walker.
Yeah,
figure it out.
The only way that plan gets cocked is because everybody behind you can't take a flex position player. Is if we get no Jacobs and Eggers moves his priority swap to Sharps.
Yes, and if he does, in that case, we'd get Wilson,
which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
there it is. This small field Deposit Kingdom: Jared Goff, double Amon-Ra Jamo, JSN Kenneth Walker, Tyler Warren at tight end. Sometimes this contest gets buried at the end of the tiles there, so make sure you guys go and scroll for this one as you guys are hammering out your small field entries this weekend, including the Badge Bros Brawl, which we are going to hop into right now. $5 contest, 50 max, 1,800 entrants, 1K to first. And these are 3-person drafts, which makes the scroll stuff very fun. Here's the report from the beat reporter on Ken Walker from Brady Henderson. He's questionable because of a glute injury, which is apparently new. In fact, this is the first time all season that Walker's name has even appeared on Seattle's injury report.
Huh. That's interesting that it's the first time his name's appeared, because remember all the best ball season talk of like, oh, slow ramp up and he wasn't practicing and blah, blah, blah. It's crazy that he faded injury report the whole season when that was the narrative through best ball season.
Good point, man. I mean, that was kind of the whole their whole thing this year was like limiting his reps preseason, limiting his reps in season because of the fact that he was, so injury prone. I don't remember him having glute issues in the past. Very familiar with Mr. Walker's butt. Don't remember him having an issue with this in the past. That's a big deal. That's a pretty big deal. If that's like a strain, I mean, man, that just got crazy.
Should we get our Gibbs 101? Or do you want to take McBride 101 in this?
McBride.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I never really fully spit out my take on the 6-persons 101. I was playing Jonathan Taylor 101 all week. So I don't know how that's going to age, but that's just, I think the fluidity of the first 5, and I really liked doing like the backstack stuff with the Goff that I ended up doing Taylor at 1. But I think I should be mixing and matching probably.
Yeah, I don't hate it, obviously.
Well, we fade Gibbs. We could go Amon-Ra here. Obviously, the big dog
Let's get your start that you love with the big dog, and then let's do Amon-Ra JMO double, because people are never going to do like the double in this contest or the Goff, and if they do it primarily with Gibbs.
I like that too, because that's leverage off of 33% drafted or 33% owned Gibbs. You know what I mean? He's in every single one of these drafts going.
Yep.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just about to say the dream would be if CD came back and you made it a 3 wide receiver team, but if you do it with Saquon too, like I think there's a huge tier break at running back that like doing Saquon, JMO, Goff is like the nuts here. But I'd probably take Goff first for what it's worth. Just in case.
You think we'll get sniped on Goff?
No one's going to take naked Goff.
Just because of the Gibbs drafter.
No, the Gibbs drafter has May.
Oh, then we're good.
Yeah.
Oops. What's this, the 5th round? Jesus.
You'd have to be a sick pup to take naked Goff over Hurts or Lamar. In fact, I dare you. We did Easy mention this in the chat. The practice report or the full injury report came out for the Jags, and ETN's not on it here either. Both of them are off the injury report.
Yeah, that's ugly.
So, yeah, we're probably looking at like a 60-40 type split this week.
Yeah, if they just resume what we saw early on of last week, like, yeah, I think this is I like neither of these guys are super draftable, but give me Tootin straight up.
Yep. All right, guys. Are we all in the Dawg Bowl draft here?
Are you?
We are.
Yes.
All right. We are going to hop over here and do our Dawg Bowl. John, how many Dawg Bowls deep are you?
This is number 1 for me. I haven't. I was going to do a bunch last night, and then I just wound up watching basketball and doing basketball stuff instead. So, yeah, I'm going to get up to my 20 or 25 that I tend to get to every week, and it's starting right now.
This is my 3rd one after 2 yesterday, and I have had the 110 or 111 in all of them. Nez gets the 1-6. I'm 111 here, and John 1-5. So Nez and John will be duking it out.
Yeah, I think 105 is probably my favorite spot. 106 is like is not too bad either. But we were just talking about how in 6 persons, how fluid that first round is. Obviously, we're talking about 6 players, 5 players here. So like just like taking the best of what's left and then having the best 2nd round pick option after, I think like makes it a much better pick than the 101 this week, unless Gibbs just destroys the slate or Jonathan Taylor destroys the slate.
Yeah. I will say there are a lot of talented players on this site. There's a lot of people having good years and stuff. Nez being included in that. Also guys that are like putting up a lot of volume and trying really hard. But I think J-Sam there in the 101, if he puts some volume in, and he has been putting some volume in these Dawg Bowls, that I'd be really, really liking to see both him and Nez qualify this week, just because of the year in which he's had in the BR that I think is going really under talked about.
Yeah, the $100,000 man needs another needs another $10,000 in his pocket. J-Sam, Pete, I don't know if you're familiar.
Is this Jay Baconator's friend?
Yeah. Having the best NFL BR season ever. Right now, just no hyperbole. He's crushing like nobody's business.
Yeah, because and then Baconator had a big start to the season as well, right?
Yeah, they both won the Wildcat back-to-back weeks, and then J-Sam won a BR as well, and then J-Sam was like multiple 10 or top 10s after that.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
that is sweet.
His score is insane on the Wood leaderboard tracker for underdog results. Just like destroying the field in terms of like points. He's first by like 1,200 points. So, but to put that into perspective, 2nd place has 2,000 points to their name.
Wow,
that is nuts. All right. I'm going to go T. Higgins here at 111. John grabbed JSN and Nez grabbed Amon-Ra.
Yeah. I've been taking big dog over Amon-Ra, but I have a lot of big dog right now, and I think there's some running back value opening up in the 3rd and 4th round that I'd rather lock up my wide receiver 1.
Yep. That's how I'm going to play here too. Grabbed George Pickens coming back here as my second pick.
Do you guys
I
have
love Pickens. Go ahead,
Do you
John.
guys have a take on the Eagles wide receivers this week? Like the whole zone coverage versus man coverage. I did say earlier that, dude, Dallas is like their defense, like just eye test. I know it was Vegas, but eye test and them getting Williams and Overshown back in there, like, or first time for Williams and then obviously Overshown coming back. Like, man, that defense looks like a completely different team. Like, I don't think this is the same sieve that we thought it was. It's kind of like the Ravens early season versus like Ravens now, how like now the talent's coming back there. But I don't know. Do you guys have a lean between which of the two wide receivers you prefer there? Because they've been going ping pong each week and no one's been slate breaking yet.
I mean, I guess I would like. I know what you're saying. Here's where I would push back. Like, I don't even think they're ping ponging. Like AJ Brown has like one good week. It's been the Devontae Smith had a good week. The same week AJ Brown had a good week. Otherwise, Devontae Smith's been dusting AJ Brown. AJ Brown
Right.
like is a crybaby. He I don't know. I don't think Jalen Hurts likes AJ Brown. Not to like here's the tea here. They're not friends. They're teammates, but they're not friends. But like AJ Brown won't shut up, dude. Like, you just won a Super Bowl. Your team is good. Like, play better, straight up play better. And, maybe you'll have less to complain about. He's out here like, well, I guess Saquon's not the same player either. Shut up, dude. I like Devontae straight up, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I prefer Devontae. I'm not going to fade full fade AJB though.
I like the spot for both of them though.
Yeah.
Quite a bit reminiscent of the Vikings game a little bit. But like you said, John, I think the Dallas D did get a lot better. Adding Quinn Williams, I think will do that. All right.
Let's see here.
Enough-
So we're
enough
going to have
punches.
John started. JSN Warren is now on the clock. Nez started AJ Brown and Hurts. Or sorry, Amon-Ra, St. Brown and Hurts.
Yeah, I was hoping for Devontae Smith's fall, but then it was all because of me, because I said I liked him straight up.
Yeah, you just did a full tirade, and now you have to take AJ Brown. Oh, no, AJ Brown already went. Sorry.
Yeah, and I wanted
wanted
Devontae, didn't get him. So Travis Kelce here looks really good as a pick. I do kind of worry about Javonte against the Eagles D, but he's the workhorse there. I think this game is going to be pretty high scoring, so I'm just gonna go and take Javonte here and play a high scoring game with Jalen Hurts as the QB.
Yeah, I like it.
Interesting that just from a narrative standpoint with the Dallas stuff, that people were like, "Oh, post buy rookie bump for Jaden Blue," and yeah, no chance. Malik Davis plays his highest snap count of the season in that one. Javonte is pretty locked in.
You get an interesting dynamic where the Rice drafter has May, so you wonder how far does Mahomes fall?
Are you hoping he falls pretty far?
I don't think I'm going to take him.
Okay.
I have
still there, baby.
I have good late quarterback options with T and Pickens. I'm going to get my guy Crutches, and I drafted him in the 3rd round, or I can't remember if it was the 4th yesterday, but it's one lion on every lineup, and running out of them here. So David Montgomery, come on down.
Yeah, that's who I had queued up before the Jacobs stuff, but I wanted to get saucy out here.
Yeah, people in the chat talking. Javonte Williams was like a 1-2 turn pick to start. Really did not project well. I was kind of off that to start. I definitely had concerns about the Eagles defense, but the total I thought like was pretty strong. At least it started strong, and now it's down to like 47.5. But I mean, 3rd round Javonte, man, I'll I'll happily take that. I'll let you make a pick here.
ETR has him as the 6th highest projecting running back on the slate, something like that, right? Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
let's
not.
see. Do I want to? I think I'm gonna again try to get a piece of one of these games I'm pretty excited about and grab Hunter Henry here. Didn't feel strongly about running back 2. I knew I could wait on quarterback. It seemed like all these running backs are mostly the same.
So just really, really good running back value in these. It's going to change pretty sharply depending on how reports go. But this Dawg Bowl, man, I don't know that it sees Saturday morning. Everybody's jammed.
Saturday morning or Sunday morning?
Saturday morning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know we got people streaming tonight. I'm not because I'm at home. But I think Easy's going to do a pretty fun little stream. This is at 66%. And in the evenings, man, these lobbies just churn.
You're right. Last week, too, the kind of FOMO of missing out.
Exactly.
Damn, I was hoping to be able to draft some on Saturday night.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I'm doing Wandale, man. I am staying true to the Giants thesis. I didn't realize I sniped John in the future. I didn't realize that he had Jameis on this team already. That's my bad.
Obviously had Jameis on this team, bro.
That's my bad. I should have known that. If I squint, I can see. I think Jameis had the 6 around there. That's on me. I was really surprised, guys, that Dart is sitting. I know everybody was expecting him to.
I'm surprised.
But when you get those limiteds like that is the progression of somebody ready to play. But man, what the hell is on these concussion tests that he flunked it? I mean, I was telling John last week they got to give him the count to 3 tests and you're good.
That's the one that they give to Scouted Boys. They give him the count to 3.
Yeah, they
give
backwards. God damn, bro! They give Dart the count to 3 test. They give Kyler Murray and CJ Stroud the arithmetic theoretical mathematics concussion protocol test.
I love it. Oh,
what if Dart actually passed the concussion protocol and he's just like, I've been seeing how much fun Cam Scadabo's been having streaming, and I just want to join him for a week streaming. That just looks like too much fun. Screw football.
I'm about to be drawing dead here.
Because he's going to take dimes from you? Yeah.
Fuck, what an idiot. Jonathan Taylor Pittman dimes. This guy gets a Dawg Bowl seat. He's uninvited to the winner's circle.
Randers.
Isn't Darnold still live for you, John?
Yeah, but that would really screw up my next pick.
Don't do it. Oh, you bastard. Come on, man. What's the point? What's the point? All right. And I lose Goddard. Oh well. You don't want to stack Jalen Hurts anyways, bro. Let me do John's favorite running back scroll. Aaron Jones, 5th round feels pretty good, I will say.
Yeah, Aaron Jones feels good this week. Little revenge for receptions. I can't believe you did the Wandale stuff without when you already had Jalen Hurts, dude. Come on.
My fish.
That
Everybody's mad at me.
Get home.
After Pete makes these 2 picks, I need to clear the air on a draft that clearly many eyes were on, and people have questions about my intelligence.
So I'm in that weird spot with the Burrow thing where I guess is it Flacco will go undrafted and I just swap to him. I think I'm gonna do something different though. I think I'm gonna grab Trevor Lawrence. I think I just like him straight up.
That's a good one.
And then
receivers.
I think so. I think with this news, and once projections get updated, I think we're going to see Jacoby start to push up a little bit more. I'm trying to think of like, so I could do the Emmanuel Wilson thing. You have Kareem Hunt with no Pacheco. You could play the Ramondre angle, which is kind of interesting. Actually, let's do that. I'm going to do Ramondre and Hunter Henry and just see if I can capture all of the nice New England tutties there.
I think it's fun. Trevor Lawrence pass catchers will not be drafted, and maybe you just kind of like cross your fingers and pray strange plays, and that way you get like a naked Lawrence there. I do think Jacoby's going to project well, but this morning Chad Candles, our good friend, was streaming. I was in the lobby. I was asleep, and I auto drafted 4 Colts players, and before I could make my final selection, Chad Candles apparently gave out a lengthy apology and took Daniel Jones from that team. Let me just say, I was asleep. I was not aware of what was happening there. It's okay. You are forgiven, Mr. Candles. And I'm going to take your stack partner, Pete. I'm going to go Brenton Strange here. The fact that he's still questionable. No Brian Thomas there. I think he's a really, really interesting pick. The OG flow chart, that is not the flow chart anymore, of tight ends against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this spot now.
I
don't know what's better, just like Sam Darnold, like double stacked with a running back, or playing
I think
naked
Darnold.
Yeah,
I think Darnold there, man. You get the Zach Charbonnet receiving TD, JSN long one.
Yeah, you
take your 22 points.
Yeah, that's
you're gonna hate this team even more because you're gonna hate this team even more because Mike McDonald just said Ken Walker's fine.
I don't. You think you think Mike McDonald has an intimate knowledge of his glute? I don't think so. I'm not trusting him.
No chance.
All right. Let's recap our teams here. I did T. Higgins, George Pickens, David Montgomery, Hunter Henry, Lawrence, Ramondre. So kind of playing that New England game with Higgins, Henry, Ramondre, naked, Lawrence, and then David Montgomery and Pickens. What did you do, Nez?
Yeah, my team went Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Javonte Williams and Aaron Jones at running back, at wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Wandale Robinson, and finish out with a Brenton Strange. Then scroll the F down in Dawg Bowl.
There you go. John, what did you cook up here? Your masterpiece.
My team's a dumpster fire of mistakes and snipage here. I was actually the original plan. So I'm okay with the JSN and then Warren. And then the OG plan was to take David Montgomery instead of Jacobs and then run it back with a Slayton and Winston team, which I plan on cooking one of those up later this evening. But then I pivoted that I was like, I'm going to show off and be the first guy to take Sharps. So then I was like, I'll set up a double stack because you guys both really liked Alec Pierce. And then Randers just fucked our shit up here. He's just a complete and utter asshole. Jonathan Taylor does not score receiving touchdowns here. And Daniel Jones actually cannibalizes his lineup there. So, yeah, I wound up doing the Sharps thing with Sam Darnold, and it looks awful on paper. And I think naked quarterback probably plays a little bit better. But here's to Danny Dimes having 3 passing touchdowns, somehow not being the optimal quarterback, and then Sam Darnold throwing twice to backup running back Zach Charbonnet.
Sounds like a needle you can thread, John. If anyone can do it, it's you.
If this team ships, I know this has nothing to do with Cam Scatterbo, but you got to do the Cam Scatterbo challenge on stream.
What's the Cam Scatterbo challenge?
Is it shotgunning the energy drink?
Well, yes, sort of, but in a used shoe. Yeah. You gotta chug a drink out of a used shoe.
Gross. A little shoey.
You saw it. You retweeted that.
Yeah, I saw the image of it. I didn't know that. Yeah,
that's what he was doing.
All right,
it was a challenge.
All right. It's time, guys. It's time to get the pick'ems going. We've been on a core drought. Let's get back to pick'ems. Spicy margs,
radioactive spice.
Let's spice it up. Slop it up. I mean,
slide. Just
permission to slide, Your Honor.
You sliders.
That's a 65x. That makes me feel things. All right. Look at this. The lobby has some boosts. You love to see it. Definitely earned those. Let's
Nice.
let's get rolling with the core, fellas. What do you guys got?
All right, I'm going to start with my guy, Alec Pierce. Let's just go fantasy points on Alec Pierce. It's only 9. And I think there's just a lot of different ways that Alec Pierce gets home here. Big fan of this game. Big fan of Alec Pierce this week. He's probably like one of my biggest flag plants. Yeah, give me Alec Pierce to score more than 9.05 fantasy points. I'll take that all day. That's the core of all cores.
I like it. John, what do you want to do here?
I want Ashton Genty lower rushing attempts.
Okay.
Like we kind of talked the fragility of that. Maybe they could have a philosophical change and go snip snap on all the pass attempts they had. We're all kind of just not feeling it against the Browns here. Maybe betting against the efficiency is the move here, but yeah, I just I bless you.
Thank you.
I don't see it, man. I don't see how we get up to this number.
Yeah, I like it. All right, here's what we're going to do. I've been relying on true assholes, true scrubs like Wan'Dale Robinson. What if you just bet on the greatest quarterback to ever play the game opposite this Alec Pierce? Like, is Mahomes not scoring more than 21.65 fantasy points in a do or die game for them at home versus the Colts? We're putting it in. Patrick Mahomes. I'm done betting on Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm betting on Patrick Mahomes here.
It seems like a good.
Oh, you're muted, Ness.
Play the good plays.
Yeah. I love that there's no doc on that.
Yeah, no doc. No doc. 6x there. Alec Pierce, 9.05 fantasy points. Genty, lower than 15.5 rushing attempts. Patrick Mahomes, higher than 21.65. Let's do it, guys. If you got the 60% boost, you can get that up to 9x here. Let's get it done this week, guys.
Like it.
We're getting back on track. This is the week. Everything comes together.
Yes. All right. I will start dropping these in the various chats here. Should we do a game? What game do we like, fellas?
Yeah, I think there was a couple games that we were all kind of in tandem with there. I was floating the Arizona plus Jags one. That one might be a little tough right now because of the Q tag situation. I think everybody likes New England and Bengals, but we might have a similar problem with the Q tag stuff. So yeah, where would you guys go if those two are off the table?
Jags Cardinals is my favorite. I think we just look to see if we have projections up for that one, because I know we just got a lot of news in, so they might still be updating that. But that one to me, I think we're gonna get the most fair price on, and I think this one can like really kind of go off the rails. If we don't have Tootin and ETN like projections, it's no big deal. We at least probably need some Jacksonville pass catching, and if we don't, then I guess we have to pass.
So there's just touchdowns for ETN and nothing for Tootin right now that I'm seeing.
Anything for like Jacoby or
Jacoby 46.5 receiving yards.
There's a start.
Play that. Lawrence, we could play a couple different ways. I don't see fantasy points for Lawrence. I do kind of like having the outs with the rushing TDs for him.
I kind of like doing like the Jacoby double on the other side. Like you play the fantasy points of Jacoby and then you play Trey and you play someone else.
Right.
Yeah. Jacoby Brissett, 18.35. I believe he's been over this in every single game.
Yeah, all 5.
Little tougher matchup, but garbage time king ain't going to let us down.
They just don't take their foot off the gas, which is beautiful. It's eerily reminiscent of the Blake Bortles era Jags, where they'd be down like 30-0 and then they would lose 40-28. And it's like, how the fuck did Bortles get home again in DFS? And you'd be like, yeah, buddy. Yeah.
I think with McBride, I kind of like receptions, I think, the most.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Touchdowns is just 1-1.
Yeah, so I guess it's taking your pick, TD or reset. I don't love the yards quite as much.
Yeah, good with either of those. You pick, Nez.
Let's go with receptions and see how much it docks us.
5.28 versus
Can't do it. What about yards? I guess let's compare that with yards and see whatever is the lesser of the dock.
5.16 on yards versus 5.28 receptions.
Yeah, well, we said receptions first anyhow.
Yeah. Do we want to get something in here to get this popping? Like a Trevor Lawrence rushing TD could be
Yeah, what's Parker Washington giving us on the TD number?
1.1.
Wow.
There's no way that's a real number.
That's my
one point
Placeholder. That's a placeholder.
Your BR scroll, boys, right there. Special teams touchdown and a tutty again. Woo!
Goodness.
That's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder. I love that.
Yeah, what do you think, Ned? We could do the strange.
What's strange tutty?
Strange tutty's 1.63, or you could take receiving yards at 33.5.
Let's do strange touchdown. Let's make it move.
That gets it to 14.34.
Okay.
And if you use a boost here, you can get it up to a 21. Do we like this? Myers 46.5, Brissett 18.35 fantasy points, McBride 7.5 receptions, Strange scores a tutty.
Like it.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah, that's
right.
Good.
Let's ship it.
Wow, our guy Justin Long, aka Top Plays Fantasy Plays, is dropping some knowledge in the chat there. Lions Thursday Thanksgiving game, early game. JT over Gibbs. We were talking about our Thanksgiving plans here for the shows and stuff like that, and that's the epitome of the shortest week possible. Wow.
Well, you'd actually had this same take.
Oh, nice.
About the Lions and that he was going to be more on the fade side on them this week.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's some fucking knowledge right there. That's sick that they both came up with that.
All right, there's that Jacksonville, Arizona. Let's see here. Should we get one play I do like, and I know this is another one I like going back to the well too, but I do really think we're going to get a Zay explosion this week. I wouldn't mind sliding him on some yards.
Yeah, I like it.
I was still stuck in the Arizona versus Jacksonville mindset, and I was like, "This motherfucker likes Zay
Jones." Yeah, no, I'm not that sick.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So we could do something else from this game with like Hall or Adonai Mitchell if we wanted, or we can go to another.
What does Bruce receptions look like?
Yeah, good call.
And then let's check out Adonai Mitchell.
2.5 receptions is juiced to the lower 0.84. So you could. What are his splits with receptions? What was the last game Tyrod played? I guess things have changed so much on that entire team that it's probably hard to look into any of those splits seriously.
Yeah, I know the game that Brees scored the long reception there. It was a Fields game.
Yeah.
Tyrod had the Tampa game where he threw for 2 touchdowns that was September. So that was preseason. He played the Carolina game. 22 attempts. That was on October 19th, was his only regular season start. 2 interceptions, 22 attempts, 126 yards, 11 on the ground.
And what did Brees have receiving that game?
Oh, shit.
I think in week 3, Tyrod played, and Brees had like 6 receptions.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's, you want to
crank that thing up?
Crank that to 5.5, and then we get Zay to 100, Brees to 5.5 reception for a cool 26x.
Yeah, that's a fun scroll.
Ship it in the chat, in the private chat.
Oh, that Tampa game was a regular season game. My bad. Yeah.
Let's see here.
In the 2 games that he started, Brees has had 4 receptions for 31, and he's had 2 receptions for 14.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to talk about a trailing game script. They're going to have one.
Yeah.
Um, let's see.
Permission to cook a second core.
Yeah,
All right.
You guys ready for this?
I wish I would have saved my boost for it.
JJ
time you gotta let me know.
McCarthy, lower passing yards.
Let's do it.
DeAndre Swift, higher rush attempts.
I like it.
Devin Singletary, higher rushing yards.
Wow. Is this an
What is
unabated
this one?
special?
Yeah, that's not unabated special.
Did you say rushing yards on Singletary?
Yeah, what's the number?
24 and a half.
4.5? Yeah.
All right, clean 6x here.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think we should do something. I think we should do something with either Rome or Luther Burden. Get a little slidey.
And I think we should do Luther Burden.
right,
Private
let's
chat,
do
please,
it.
Pete.
Thank you. What do you like on the Steelers side, Nez, if we paired it with something?
Let me see what is available on the receiving yard side. Probably not a lot because we're like kind of waiting on this. I would probably do Darnell Washington receiving yards.
Wow, I love it.
They love this guy, man. He said on the Amon Ra podcast,
311.
311. And I'm not talking
believe that.
and I'm not talking the 90s band. This man,
No.
311 LBs, baby. And he's just thrashing people around. They love him. They invented heavy personnel, the Steelers did.
There are two bullish Steelers edge ones. Lower Jonnu Smith receiving yards, so that goes in tandem with what Nez is saying, and lower Jalen Warren rush attempts. Both showing positive value. So if you wanted to
Receptions on Jonnu?
Receiving yards on Jonnu.
Receiving yards, 19 and a half.
So if you wanted to do that and then do Darnell Washington and then do lower on the Jalen Warren rush attempts as like a 4, see what it gives us.
Well, I did a hella slide on Burden.
Oh, okay.
But you could play the Washington stuff. I'm curious. So it's at a 16.85. What do you like for Washington? Receptions or yards? Yards?
Yards.
Shadow realming from people.
Yeah.
We could bring the burden down a little bit. 89 and a half is definitely exuberant.
69.
Let's see. That takes it all the way down from a 30x to a 13.99. We must be getting some 20x at 79 and a half receiving yards.
Okay.
All right. So Jonnu lower receiving yards, Darnell Washington higher, Luther Burden 80 yards. That's kind of clean.
Yeah. I like the 20x.
Damn, we pulled the JJ McCarthy lower passing yards even lower.
Wow.
It just changed again. Yeah.
Power of the chat.
Power of the chat. Well done, chat.
Let's see. We can do. You want to do a final touchdown one? Some tutties.
Yeah. Let's touch some tutties.
Speaking of which, do we know who the Dawg Bowl qualifiers officially are for that? Did we get screen names yet?
Well, 2 of them are in the Deposit Kingdom. One,
Sick.
Captain James was on the Bash yesterday. He was talking about it, and then I'm forgetting the username. He was talking in the chat. He got in on a bunch of lowers.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the main Badge Bros chat from earlier this week. I apologize. I'm forgetting their username, but 2 of the 3 were in the Discord there.
Sick. Good for them.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yep. All right. Let's get something like 30 to 40x TD banger here to close us out.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail, but I'm scrolling looking for this, and all I see is Sammy after Sammy picture in the chat.
Yes, there is a new emoji. So what was so? I wasn't watching your show. Was this they were asking you about the sandwiches and you got baited into showing how you eat a sandwich?
Yeah, but I willingly got baited in some regard because I was making a joke out of it and then telling them not to clip it, and then.
So if you want to find this emoji in the Deposit Kingdom, you just do search John Sammy, and you can get this. And it's definitely him eating a sandwich. It's not something else. It's a big old hoagie there. Just good, clean fun. No innuendos or anything.
Nothing wrong with that. Shout out Bob Nowitzki. It looks like Bob.
Oh yeah, that's who it is.
Newski?
That's it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Bob Newski. All right, right on.
First of all, this is like Boner Brian is like kind of how like my toddler now sometimes like says things to me, and I'm like, excuse me, with that tone. Like she'll just ask for something. She's like, give me milk. And I'm like, what? Like Boner Brian, send the right link. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're going to have to change that tone, brother. You're going to change that tone if you want the right link, or you go click the fucking buttons like the rest of us. Jeez.
And we have a timeout, Brian, similar to toddlers. We have a timeout button.
Yeah. I mean, at least John says private chat, please, when I forget. Goodness. And then commenting on the size of my fingers. This guy.
The private chat, please. Remember we joked about making it something in the merch store like a long time ago. I did look into and then forgot. I crafted a shirt for Dawg Bowl that said private chat, please. And I was going to wear it. And then I forgot to click enter in time for it to get shipped to me. So I got to come up with a new gimmick this year. Last year was the TJ McConnell. I got to come up with something now.
Well, as someone who has like 18 boxes full of t-shirts I've only ever worn once, just be glad you did press submit on that one there, John.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's see here. Guys, I love hand holding for you. I posted it. If I messed up the link on one, you're just going to have to recreate it. You're going to have to take the 14 seconds to recreate it.
Pete, here, I'll put it in the private chat and then you can share it with everyone there. I just recreated it for people. There you go.
Look at John. See, John is just such a mensch. There you go. Okay. One more tutty. Let's get 3 to 4 in here.
Okay.
And let's get on our way.
Okay.
I have one.
Go ahead. Please.
Oh, sorry. I want to get the Mark Andrews tutty in here. Although 1.08. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Because that kind of cucked me a little bit. You were
good. I don't want to cuck you.
Yeah. Neither do I. I would like to do Derrick Henry. Two times, please. But yep.
You love these two.
Two times.
2 times.
1.28. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I rarely am much of a tilter while watching the games, but 5 attempts inside of the 3 last week, like that's Derrick Henry's music, and doesn't score. And then Lamar has 5 attempts of his own, and Keaton Mitchell has another 2. And those early series where they were just throwing in the red zone. Oh my God. Like Derrick Henry could have scored 3 last week, and this is a way better spot for him.
I'm not putting this in, but I want you guys, and maybe you've already looked, but if you haven't looked, guess the multiplier on Ramondre Stevenson touchdown.
136.
1.
And now for the prestige, ladies and gentlemen, 0.85x Ramondre to score a TD.
Oh my God.
1.36.
Dude, that makes Hendo look like the worst pick in the history of BRs, if that is true.
I mean, it is true.
Crazy. That's like
Henderson. To be fair,
shit.
Henderson's 0.78. So the market is saying both these guys are scoring on Sunday.
They're daring you to click it and cut the juice in the middle. We're out on those guys.
Yes.
That's incredible,
That's crazy. Dude. I know there's some narratives going around. I don't know where these narratives came from, that Dan Campbell doesn't want to run it up on his old team that drafted him in the Giants. Fuck that shit. David Montgomery touchdown. Even money for David Montgomery in this spot. Get out of here.
Yeah, even money's good there. Let's see here. All right, so we got Derrick Henry ×2. We got Montgomery here. Let's do. We did Breece receptions. What's Breece touchdown? 1.08. Nah. I'm gonna nah wave that. I'm trying to think if I should get. You know who we haven't done in a while with the original spicy Marg, who's in a good spot this week, is Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Shoot him at 1.42.
This might be our first of the season with Kyle Pitts in there. I like
Yeah.
that.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's just run these three. What does that get us to?
It's a 10x. It's a 10x. Montgomery, Henry times 2, and Pitts.
That's okay.
Do you want one more?
No. I like this. I think we should stick to 3 here, and then maybe if we feel frothy, we could, add 1 or add like 3 new ones or something. Because, man, that just doesn't seem like a great multiplier for 4 touchdowns there. I guess we just picked really good plays.
That's all we do. That's all we do. Oh, I mean, Montgomery's even money. So
yeah,
it is what it is. All right. Good stuff, guys. Nez, no strip tonight, you said?
Nope. I am here with the family. Probably just going to watch obscure interview YouTube videos with my dad all night. So
sounds like a great time.
It is. It honestly is.
Can you give us a sample? Give me a taste of what a potential obscure interview video would be. Like, are we going like musicians? Are we going ex-athletes? Like, what is the vibe that you're
usually musicians. Sometimes we'll watch documentaries. We've been on like a Timothy Chalamet kick because we watched A Complete Unknown.
Nice.
Phenomenal performance from my guy Timmy. So yeah, we were watching. I put him on Nardwar. We were watching Chalamet Nardwar. Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. Who is this guy? Who is this little nerdy guy? Like,
you guys know he was originally a Much Music guy in Canada before he got poached by MTV and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, he is the king of British Columbia. Sorry,
the deepest researcher of his subjects of any interview ever out there. It's awesome.
Yeah. You should do that once with like an After Dark. Just like hit Leone, like Mrs.
Yeah, your 3rd grade teacher.
Immediately.
That's right. Speaking of Leone, yeah, he's going to be on After Dark tomorrow. Excited to talk shop with him. I can interrogate him about the Ashton Genty projection. I'm sure that's what he's excited about, to come on After Dark and then just having me, harassing him about various projections. Yeah. I was hoping we could draft a Dawg Bowl team together, but yeah, that looks like that's going to be a pipe dream for Saturday night. Oh,
but yeah, totally Jover.
We shall see. And then Sunday, obviously the cram there for all you YouTube members at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. But yeah, going to be a good week. Make sure you guys get in those Deposit Kingdom and Badge Bros Brawl tournaments. You can join us in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. And yeah. Oh, also special announcement. We were just talking, we're going to do a special Wednesday edition of Off and on the Clock. So you guys are going to get double OOTCs next week, a Thanksgiving one. We've heard from some birdies. The lobby's going to be packed full with some awesome contests for that 3-game slate. And then we'll do the regular Friday one. We got to huddle on the exact time for Wednesday. I assume early afternoon or whatever, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, excited to do a Thanksgiving specific show with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, good idea by you on that one. Super excited.
All right, guys. Good luck this weekend. We'll see you on the portfolio review, the winner circles, etc., etc. Get that last Dawg Bowl seat. We'll see you guys next week.